The FOMC day is upon us. What will Jerome Powell do? I'll tell you right now, he's not going to do anything. They're not going to cut rates. They're not going to raise rates. They're going to keep it where it's at. But the devil lies in the details. What is he going to say? The press conference. Also, White House is having a press conference of their own at the same exact time that Jerome Powell is speaking for the crypto report. We do have a fact sheet available. We're going to share with you some of the interesting things that are in there. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit about gaming. A big anticipated game on Avalanche has migrated to a different layer one. Why and which one? We'll talk about that. Also, Solana, some good news, some maybe bad news as base overtakes it in one very important category. And we're going to talk about Ethereum and Chase. JP Morgan Chase, who has been so against crypto and Bitcoin and closed people's accounts like Crypto Lifer because they had it connected to Coinbase. Well, they're going to feed in. What kind of partnership are they brewing is brewing with Coinbase and JP Morgan Chase? We'll talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency content. Old, boring, and stale information doesn't live here. We bring you that hot, juicy entertainment, Elvis-focused financial advice.
We don't give financial advice.
We don't?
You dumbass. You want to get us in trouble? Come on, dude. Speaking of hot and juicy, what have you been posting on our what have you been posting on our X handle, dude?
I don't know.
Can we pull up the PC here? What is this? You reposted this.
Yeah.
Gary Scott.
He missing.
You reposted this. This is a play on the Sydney Sweeney ad?
Yeah.
He looks so fascist. I was going to say, speaking of hot and juicy, that's where me and my boys went, hot and juicy. So this guy right here, this is the picky eater. Homie, you don't eat nothing but chicken nuggets and plain white rice and put down 3 pounds of snow crab. Luckily, he didn't like the king crab, which was $95 a pound, and we only got 1 pound. Thank God he didn't like it. But anyway, just said hot and juicy. My mind went to food. Now my mind's going to Jerome. Federal Reserve expected not to cut rates today, and here's why. Well, we knew they weren't going to cut rates, but I guess some reasons why. Some talking points. Trump's tariffs are beginning to push inflation higher, complicating the Fed's ability to stimulate the economy without risking price instability. What the hell? What was that? Okay, that was weird. A couple things I also have highlighted. June marked a noticeable uptick in consumer prices for items like apparel and appliances, likely linked to new tariffs. And that's all I got. Rob, he's not cutting rates. Right? Let's get this out of the way. Zero chance?
Yeah, I mean, Polymarket, FedWatch. You even had...
David.
Yeah, there's just lots of signals pointing that direction. I saw something earlier, but
do you so everyone's not expecting rate cuts. So if we don't get rate cuts, you don't expect there to be volatility strictly from the news of the pause, right? I think there will be some volatility when it comes to the press conference and what he says. If he hints at, hey, next meeting, I don't know how he's going to say it or how it's going to go, but it says like next meeting, chances are a lot higher than this meeting that we will cut rates. Do you think that'll move the markets?
I don't think so,
No?
man.
What
I
will
mean,
move the
we've already received confirmation that rates are coming this year, right? From the Fed. And now they haven't like said it's a guarantee, but they've went above and beyond to hint the fact that, hey, they're ready to make cuts. They do foresee cuts coming in the future. When will that happen? Who the hell knows? I don't even know at this point. Bank of America says that there's not much chance. I think they said a 0% chance or something of that nature that there's not going to be any cuts this year. So Bank of America believes that there will be no cuts. However, Polymarket says there's a 90% chance there will be cuts this year, which I do think that is happening.
So there's no August meeting, so we're going to have to wait till at least September.
Yeah.
Before we move forward, I do want to give a big thank you. Today's show is brought to you by the #1 social gaming gambling casino in the entire world, which is Stake.us. And so if you don't have an account yet, create an account. Links in the description. You log in every day. You redeem your free stake cash, and then you redeem that for crypto, whatever crypto you want. Maybe you're an HBAR fan, HBAR Dono, and you can get free, what is that? Free 3 to 4 HBAR every day. Maybe you're a Casper fan. That's 10 free Casper every day just for logging in. Either way, create an account. It's free. Have fun. That's not free unless you want it to be free. Check out stake.us. Big thank you to them for being a channel partner. Now,
here's what I want to know is
my brain stopped working.
outside of the rate cuts, right? Outside of, hey, are they going to hint more cuts? Like, let's put all that aside.
Okay.
There's obvious beef going on with Trump and Jerome Powell.
No.
He is labeled Jerome Powell as too late, Mr. Too Late.
He also said he's stupid and dumb.
Yes. And there was a lot of snarky comments, shaky back and forth during their meeting that they had.
The hard hats?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Where they were going through and visiting the newly built federal building, which, you know,
$3.2 billion.
Yeah, they're very excited to show off that $3.2 billion. You know, you're going into the price of an aircraft carrier.
Like, why wouldn't the Federal Reserve need an Allegiant Stadium level place to work? You know, technology, grand staircases.
Allegiant Stadium was built for
$2 billion.
It was less than $2 billion. It was like 1.
So double the price of Allegiant. You know, I can understand.
Yes.
You know, they deserve that.
They sure do.
I mean, they should pay for
Okay.
themselves. But
all jokes aside,
yeah,
what happens if reporters start poking at Jerome Powell and he just starts lampooning
he won't.
Donald Trump?
He won't.
He starts throwing shade at him.
He won't.
At some point, the man's gonna break. Like,
No, he's not.
There's
bro.
like
the guy's got ice in his veins.
Think
right?
of a bully. Think of a bully, right? He's over here. He's pushing that kid over and over again, keeps antagonizing him. The kid is all calm and collective. Maybe he's like a straight A student. He's like, I'm good. You don't faze me. But then there's a lot of little kids that get bullied. They're straight and narrow, like they're good. And then they just snap.
Yeah, but Jerome Powell is that one straight A student kid who's not going to snap.
I don't know. You saw how in that construction meeting, he grabbed the paper, was like, no, he was shaking. He was visibly shaking, holding the paper, and then he was like, no, you're wrong. And so he's a little off the rails. Now, to the point to where he's going to mudsling, I don't know, man. You know what? His time's coming to an end. He's got less than a year at this point before his seat will be vacated. I think now if there's ever a time to get on stage and throw shots at Donald Trump, the time is now.
It's not going to happen.
Jerome Powell, please, for entertainment purposes only, throw some shots at Donald J. Trump, please.
What's he going to say?
I don't know.
What did he say?
Have you not watched mainstream media? There's plenty you can say about Donald Trump.
I actually don't watch me.
Like, I'm just saying, like, if you're concerned that there is nothing to poke fun of on Donald Trump,
He's perfect.
Like, if there's ever any person, like you said, hey, like, look, I know you're not a funny person, but I need you to crack a couple jokes about Donald Trump. My grandma, neither one of them are even alive. They could crack some jokes on Donald Trump right now. Like, there's endless material.
What'd you say, Grandma? I didn't hear you.
There's endless material right now on Donald Trump. So I'm just saying, I just propose a question. I know you don't believe it'll happen, but what if shots are fired? Jerome Powell gets a question from a reporter, and he calls Donald Trump stupid.
Well, then what do you think's going to happen, Rob?
I don't know, man.
Trump's gonna come out.
The reason I even bring any of this up is that I genuinely think if anything's going to move the markets from that damn press conference, it would be an exchange. A back and forth, mudslinging, hey, oh my God, like.
Even then, though, like, what do you think Trump's going to do? He's just going to go on Twitter and then shit on him.
But I'm just saying, if he says something, if he goes off the rails, it's going to make for some interesting market movements. That's where I'm getting at.
You think so? You think that's going to move the markets?
Possibly.
I don't think so, dude. Why would it move the markets? What's your thesis behind that?
I don't know. I don't have a thesis.
It's a gut feeling?
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
If Michael Saylor and Vitalik got in a fist fight, would it move the price of either Bitcoin or Ethereum?
No.
I think it would.
Well, you're dumb.
That's my whole point.
You're dumb.
Is that for some weird reason?
You sometimes have such good takes and sometimes have literally the dumbest fucking takes that a 2-year-old wouldn't even have.
Country fires missiles, markets sell off. Even though crypto has nothing to do with it. And if people fire missiles, then
verbal missiles.
Verbal missiles. Dying. Yes. If they fire verbal missiles,
dying. There's no threat of end of humanity when you yell at someone.
If Saylor and Vitalik started fighting, I think there could be more than just verbal.
Every time you come back from a trip or like time off, you just go Robert Downey Jr. full retard, man. Never go full retard. Great movie that was, by the way. Shout out to Tropic Thunder, my favorite movie ever. The best one-liners, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shout out to all the people in here. Big thanks to all the moderators. JW3 said silence is golden. Yeah, I don't think Powell's gonna snap at. I
don't think it's a likelihood. I'm just saying that hey, you keep pushing somebody to the limits. Man, this one's gonna make such a good short if he snaps.
Maybe we'll cover
this. I'm just saying, if he snaps, it's going to make such a good video.
He's not. He's going to go up there.
It's going to hear all of my pretext, all of your hate, and then we're going to play the video, and then we'll come back to me, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, I told your ass.
He's going to go up to the podium and go, we looked at the data, and the FOMC members agree that we keep the rate steady, and I'll take any questions now. And then they're going to ask him, do you think you'll cut next time? What do you think? He's going to say the same crap. We don't know. We're waiting for the data. The data looks fine. It looks like it's going this way, but we need more. We need more data, more data. Man, they need so much data. You know, it's like
Donald Trump is making Jerome look like a punk, though, man.
It's like you're ready.
At some point, he's gonna clap back, man.
It's like you're ready to propose to a girl, right? And
I've done that twice. It didn't work out very well, though.
Sure, but okay. I've been married 14 years. Okay, so I have a little more credibility in this space. No offense to you, I love you, but it's like having it's like they meet your 5 criteria. I'm like, okay, and they're like, oh wait, I need to learn more about this. You wait 3 months.
Hold on,
well, now I need to know more about that.
You got 5 criteria?
Just an example.
What's your criteria? Like clean my socks and undies?
No, it's about looks and personality, man. I can't name them. It's
so fresh and so clean. That's one of mine. Just
fresh and clean. Simple guy, huh? Maybe that's why it didn't work out. Anyways, thanks for harpooning my analogy there. It probably wasn't a good one, so you probably did us all a favor there.
You're right. You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the White House crypto report. So that, again, press conference, same time as Jerome Powell. Now, Rob, is that a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the White House scheduled the press conference the same exact
This is my point exactly. He calls them multiple names. Donald Trump has just gone after.
Too late, Powell.
And so not all. And then you know what? Jerome Powell gets one moment every 50 days to get a press conference, and then hey, Buddy Trump is like, you doing a press conference at what time? We doing a press conference at that time too. I'm telling you, dude gonna snap.
Let me ask you a question, Rob. We're doing this show, right? Obviously. If we're still if we're still on air,
is your mic on? Obviously.
If we're still on air, what do we cover? The White House or the FOMC?
What if they start mudslinging live?
It's a dual cast.
Jerome Powell is throwing mud at Trump, and then Trump's like, "Hold on, I just got some information." And then, hey, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm telling you, dude.
I'm curious. The people watching, if we're live in 40 minutes and the show's still running and we decide to cover either the White House press conference or the FOMC, which one would you rather see us cover? Would you rather see FOMC? Put a 1. Would you rather see the White House crypto briefing? Put a 2. I'm very curious to see what the community wants. Speaking of the White House, let's talk about him. White House group lays out roadmap for golden age of digital assets in a fact sheet with no mention of a Bitcoin reserve. So just to note again, I don't think the full report is out. We do need the press conference again, which is starting in about 40 minutes. A coalition of federal agencies commissioned by the White House detailed their recommendations to usher in, quote, the golden age of crypto, according to a fact sheet of the report released on Wednesday. As part of the executive order, they were tasked with submitting a report that outlined recommendations for a regulatory framework for digital assets, which one crypto industry leader said would serve as a regulatory Bible or guidebook for this sector. Moving on, the working group also called on Treasury and other banking agencies to, quote, expeditiously implement the Genius Act. The fact sheet also included languages around crypto taxes. This is a quote from the fact sheet. Our tax rules must align with new technologies and eliminate compliance hurdles for both individuals and businesses engaged in activities involving digital assets. Notably, language on a Bitcoin reserve and crypto stockpile is missing from said fact sheet. As for the stockpile, the executive order said it would not acquire additional assets for the stockpile beyond those obtained through forfeiture proceedings, aka they steal them or they take them. So, Rob, a lot of info there. Obviously, this is just a fact sheet. Any one of these you're most excited to learn about in this press release, this report?
I don't know what they're holding. What altcoins? Right? I think that's the biggest news.
Well, just look at what they seized, right?
Yeah, but perhaps they've acquired more.
No,
I guess it's not likely, but
don't you think if they acquired it, Trump would jump the gun to be like, we got big news. You're gonna love to hear this. Crypto community, your portfolios are gonna go up.
Okay, even if it's just straight forfeiture, I think just having it all public knowledge, like, hey, look, we hold. Let's just say Ethereum. Like, hey, we hold $5 billion worth of Ethereum. We have no plans on selling it. Like, I think that's in itself bullish. And I think it is a catalyst for a big green candle. I don't think it's going to be a God candle. I don't think that ETH will pop off to 5,000. But could you get a 10% run? Could we go from 3,700 to, say, $4,000 off of the news that the U.S. is holding a large amount of Ethereum and has no plans on selling it? I can see that scenario. Now,
so if not a God,
do I think that's likely? No. I think that the stockpile will show they hold Ethereum. I think that it will be a bullish narrative. I think that the price of Ethereum will rally. I think it'll probably be less than 5%, maybe a 3 or 4% run. But I could also see a scenario where people just take that news and run. ETH was on a potential breakout already. It's performing very well in the last month. It's been outperforming Bitcoin. In the last week, it's been outperforming Bitcoin. And so could it take it to the next level and push ETH's price above $4,000? I think so. All right, I think I'm on the fence. 5 to 10% rally if they come out. U.S. is a big holder of ETH. I think that. And then also go down the list. Smaller market caps, more potential to run. You have a Cardano in there, an Avalanche, smaller market caps compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. If they hold a large amount there, could you see those run? Now you got to ask yourself, if it's straight from forfeitures, I wouldn't expect a lot of Cardano and Avalanche to be in there, but a lot of Ethereum, maybe XRP, but I don't know. That's what I'm really curious to see. And then maybe we get some news like, hey, you know what? We purchased some. No, I don't think so.
I personally don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I don't write it off.
That would definitely rally.
I don't write it off as a impossibility. I think they've come out and said that they're going to have a stockpile of cryptocurrencies and they're going to acquire them. And currently, they're just going to keep what they have for forfeitures. But they've already came out and publicly stated that they're going to buy cryptos. Just depends on when are they going to buy crypto. And so if they come in and say, hey, we already did, I don't think that that's a crazy narrative. I think it's less likely, but yeah.
Xterra Greg on Rumble, he voted 2. He would like to see the crypto report. Yeah. I didn't aggregate all the ones and twos.
You know what? It was
Split?
More or less split, but I saw more FOMC. I saw more ones. So
Fair enough. Okay. All right, let's talk about this posted by Bitcoin Junkies. Don't be a junkie, just be Bitcoin. U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve is well underway, and more information will be released soon. This is per CoinDesk. Again, I don't know. Should we do a poll? Whether people think that there will be an announcement? No, that's not. So, yeah, I think it's just going to be more of, hey, this is how much we have. A lot of people are expecting that Fort Knox was audited or the wallets obtained, right? The forfeiture or wow, my brain is not working today. All the Bitcoin they got from the hacks and all that, they want an audit of that because a lot of people are saying there was reports that Joe Biden on his way out, that administration was selling the BTC. And so a lot of people are like, hey, we want to know how much you guys really hold. Is it supposed to be 220,000 or something along those lines? Do you still hold that amount? Do you don't? And then the whole Fort Knox thing, you're going to take some of that gold and convert it to Bitcoin. I don't think you're going to get some vague language in there. This is my opinion. Vague language. We have the reserve.
You think they'll convert gold from Fort Knox? I know they should, but I'm just saying. Do you think that's actual? Like,
I think they will because that's considered a budget neutral way, right?
But what I would estimate would be to not sell gold. I feel like from a position that the president's in now to say, hey, we've accrued our wealth and stored it in gold historically, to just simply punt that idea and move it over to Bitcoin, I think is less likely. What I do think is going to happen is that they'll say, hey, we're not touching our gold. This is how much we have. We brought in a lot of new money, say perhaps through tariffs, and we're taking our generated revenue from tariffs, which does not incur any cost to the taxpayers, and we're moving that money over to buying crypto. I think that is more likely than selling gold. I think, hey, we sold our gold and bought Bitcoin. I think it makes for a nice story between me and you, but I don't think it's realistic. I think the U.S. keeps their gold, doesn't sell any, takes new revenue streams like tariffs, and says, hey, we're taking this money, we're buying Bitcoin, we're buying crypto. I think that's more likely, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I think more likely they find money somewhere. Maybe the DOGE, Government Efficiency Office, Department of Government Efficiency.
Is that still a thing, by the way?
Yeah. They maybe perhaps the money that they save there gets reallocated to buying crypto. I think that's also another revenue stream. There's lots of different places that the U.S. could come up with money that doesn't incur any additional, burden to the taxpayer. I think that was the context behind the strategic reserve and also the crypto. What's it called? You had this Bitcoin strategic reserve and then the crypto
digital asset stockpile.
Yeah. So that was the whole narrative was, hey, we're going to acquire crypto, but just in a way that it doesn't incur more debt and it doesn't add any burden to the taxpayer. I think that there are multiple ways of them doing that. And I'm telling you, I would not be surprised to hear at this press conference that they bought some crypto.
I hope so, man. I don't think it'll happen, but I hope it'll happen. That'll be great. I didn't cover this news yesterday, and you weren't here yesterday. Take a look at this. Rob, it's official. SEC greenlights in-kind Bitcoin redemptions. Now, what does this mean? Up until this past, anyone that wanted to sell the ETF or realize gains, well, they would have to sell their ETF shares and get cash in return, okay? Now, what they can do is, let's just say, Eugene has $1 million in a Bitcoin ETF, and he bought it just to speculate. And Eugene decides to go down the rabbit hole of Bitcoin. He listens to all the Michael Saylor talks. He goes to Jack Mahler's meetings. I don't know. He becomes a Bitcoin maxi. He says, oh, shit, like, I need to hold this myself. I need a self-custody. Before this happened, Eugene would have to sell it for cash, take that cash and go buy Bitcoin and then take it off and store it. Now what Eugene can do with the in-kind redemptions is he can sell the 1 million shares of his BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, and in turn, instead of requesting back cash, he can request back the Bitcoin. Take the Bitcoin, put it in his hardware wallet. So
my question is the SEC mandating in-kind redemptions for all
Probably
ETFs?
not.
Probably not. I don't think so. And so it'll be similar to the gold ETFs, where some ETFs you could redeem if it's set up in that way or structured that way. But most likely it's just a paper version of gold. We've seen it with gold. We're going to see it in Bitcoin. And so my question is, will any of the ETF providers even offer that? Because if you do,
BlackRock is.
Why do you think that?
No, they are.
Did they say?
Yeah.
Did they announce it?
Yeah. They applied for it.
For
They're the ones
in
that
kind?
Yeah.
Okay.
A majority of them.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious if they follow through, but because they're giving it out for the customers to leave, right? And so, in my opinion, if I was BlackRock or I was an ETF provider, I would wrestle with the idea. Do I give my customers or my clients, do I say, hey, if you want, you can just leave our platform and not give us any percentage interest that we use. Also, we're going to go behind the scenes and create all of the structure to send you Bitcoin directly. And we're going to have our own wallets, and then we're going to send that to whatever address is. Hopefully we don't mess that up.
But it's already custodied by Coinbase anyways, right? So which is a crypto native company. So it's not like they got to go out and build a bunch of infrastructure, right?
Somebody does.
They offloaded that anyways to Coinbase.
Yeah, and Coinbase isn't going to do it for free.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, so they're going to pay more money to Coinbase to make them lose customers.
But you don't think they're going to pass that fee down to the customers who are looking for the in-kind redemption? Of course they are.
So in-kind redemption, okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to redeem in kind, you're going to need to pay a 5% fee.
Something like that, yeah.
They're going to do that. Yeah.
I mean,
it just dawned on me.
Sense.
Okay, I was just saying, like, if you're going to offer a way out, if you're going to say, hey, my clients here, like all of my customers, like let's just say, hey, like we have
Taco Shop.
Rob's Taco Shop. There we go. Hola. Me gusta del tacos. So you're over here at Rob's Taco Shop, and I say, hey, look here. If you want to take the taco meat, the tortillas, and you want to take all the salsa with you and cook them at home.
Did you say tortillas?
Yeah. You know what? We won't even cook it for you. We'll make a little to-go bag. I got to buy all the utensils. I got to, get all the little individual bags.
Utensils. Okay.
No. I got to buy all of the utensils.
I said bottle of utensils.
I got to get all the silverware and, wrap everything up individually, spend the time packaging it. For what? For you to go cook it yourself? Why don't I just cook it myself? I'm also a world-renowned chef. So, it's going to come out better when Big Rob make it.
You do make some pretty good food.
Yeah. Were you at Gil's house when I ran a taco stand for his birthday?
No. You did it?
Yeah.
Did you wear a sombrero?
You know what? A lot of people, I did it as a favor. So I ran a taco stand.
You didn't charge him?
No, I did.
Oh.
It cost a lot of money too. Took me a whole day to set it up. But I had so many people asking me if I could run a taco shop at their house. They're like, hola, señor. ¿Cuánto costas para?
You definitely look Hispanic for sure, man.
They're like, how much?
Actually, today you definitely look more European than Hispanic. You also smell very European today. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. We already have a decision. Yes, let's check the decision. Oh my God! All right, Gina, do we have a drum roll back there? Robin, give me a drum roll.
I don't have a drum roll.
We don't have a drum roll. Oh my God! Fed holds interest rates steady. Wow, insane! Oh my God! Breaking news! Drop the banner! Drop the music! Stop the show! Everybody! Yeah, but I guess interestingly, divided Fed holds key interest rate. Now, guys, remember. FOMC consists of 12 people, and they each get a vote. Just like in the SEC, there's 4 commissioners, 1 chair, majority rules. So if 3 vote yes, 2 vote no, it's a yes, and vice versa. Same thing with the FOMC, majority rules. Jerome Powell can sit there all day, and I'm almost certain positive this is how it is. But I don't know, maybe the Fed chair has more sway. Rob, if you want to fact check me on this one as I speak about it. They all have equal voting power, equal voting sway. And so even if Jerome Powell pounds his fist and says, no, 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 if a majority of the FOMC says yes, then there's going to be a rate cut. But again, the devil will be in the details, as we said at the top of the show. Here is one minute detail. Now, of course, this is just could be subjective from whoever wrote this, which looks like Jeff Cox. Divided Fed. Interesting. So I'm curious to see who voted yes. Who voted to... Oh, there we go. Oh, shit. So how the fuck... You know what, Jeff Cox? What are you doing, bro? It's 9-2. How is that divided? Robin, is 9-2 divided?
It's 4.5. I divided. What?
Oh, wow.
Am I right? 4.5?
Oh,
It's so hard to be mad at this guy.
wow.
It's very hard. He's like
What?
it's like one of your kids.
7 governors vote, and they rotate the governors.
Does it say
So
voting? Who has more voting?
No, it's all equal. Equal vote, but yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Robin, the headline reads divided Fed. The subtext reads they're not that divided because 9 out of 11 voted to not do anything. And so shame on you, Mr. Cox.
Shame.
Shame, Jeff
Shame.
Cox. Where's that from? Game of Thrones? Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Congrats. Yeah.
That was a great scene, by the way.
Amazing.
Who's that actress?
The old lady.
No, not the old lady. The one that was the Walk of Shame.
She's old. She's a lady.
She had the yeens, the nice yeens.
She's the one that slept with her brother. Got thrown out the window. Threw the kid out the window.
Threw the kid out the window. Brandenburg, whatever.
She's not that old. What are you
She's old.
talking about?
Yeah,
she's
not that old,
beautiful
yeah.
and British.
Are you talking about?
Oh.
Are you talking about the super old lady that killed? No, anyway.
What the heck?
Shout out to Brian Baca. Has been a member of our channel for 9 months. Said hit the like. Yes. Okay, Rob. Let's jump into the markets here. See how the markets have reacted to the breaking news. Thank you.
So, not much movement. We are currently at 117. Did see briefly over 118 early this morning. That was 3 hours ago. But, well, since the start of the show, we did drop $100. Basically, we're pretty flat. We haven't seen much movement out of Bitcoin. We'll keep an eye on it, though. I think once the Fed meeting starts, we're going to see a little bit more volatility. Would not be surprised to see some swings in Bitcoin's price to 119 to 115. I think those are not unlikely. I think that they're probable. I think that they're highly likely to see swings to 115 to 120. I think we'll get both of that. What do you think? During the meeting, we see both 115, 119?
I can subscribe to that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, historically, we've seen it. We've seen the price swings. And that is, like a 3% swing? I think that you get 3% swings and corrections quite regularly when it comes to the Fed meeting.
Especially, I think you're going to get a lot of questions of, well, when do you think you cut rates? What about the next meeting?
Yeah.
If there's any inkling of any, where people could put 2 and 2 together of whether yes or no, you're going to see that swing to 115 or to 119. I agree.
Yeah.
I would even go as far as say maybe 120 on the upside, to the upside.
Maybe. I don't think it's that likely, but I think 119 is coming.
I mean, we're closer to 118 than we are. I guess we're right down the middle, 117.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So up today, not much. You're looking here on the 24 hours. I mean, it is for the most part pretty flat when it comes to the just about everything. Only thing up is Curve, up 4%, but you got a couple at 1%. You look at what's down, though. There's a little bit more red in the markets today. And so you go down the list. You got Bonk down 6% just on the 24 hours. Conflux is performing pretty well on the week. BitTensor down 4%. Monero, Cosmos, Caspa, Tron. So
Caspa video coming out today.
Yeah.
I'm doing this new thing with my upload videos. So guys, watch the video today and let me know. It's in the very beginning. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Go watch the video and comment whether you like the new style. But go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's all I got. There's really not much to highlight. Not too much movement. I think we're really just waiting for this meeting to start. See what direction the market will go. I think if Bitcoin does get to that 120, as you mentioned, crosses above it, do you think altcoins immediately pop off, or do you think it kind of waits for Bitcoin?
I think Bitcoin runs first. Yeah, I do. We're in this, I was
because you also got the White House. Now you could get big news there. We could see potentially if some of the scenarios we said. The U.S. is a large holder of ETH and altcoins. Say they've purchased some crypto, perhaps. Or maybe, you know what, he's going to discuss crypto in general. So maybe we just get some big news that we didn't even expect, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with the banks. I know the banks are positioning themselves to have crypto. We talked about JP Morgan Chase today partnering with Coinbase. That's just one of many banking headlines we've had recently.
Yeah.
We've had the SEC, was it the SEC, come out and basically green light the banks to hold crypto as well. And so could this foreshadow what is coming out in the press conference? Perhaps there's some kind of reference to banks, crypto from the White House. And maybe that rallies crypto. I don't know.
Jeff Byrne in the chat, I think he brought up a good point. Said rates don't matter if they cut and bond market collapses. I agree. But what I will say is if that happens, guess who's going to come in and backstop? It's going to be the Treasury. It's going to be the Fed, potentially driving those rates down and getting more people to get into equities and non-Treasury investments. So let's talk a little gaming. What a sad sector this has been, huh? What happened off the grid, bro? You played it. I know you definitely follow gaming more than I do. What the hell happened to that game, and what the F is going on with that game?
What do you mean by what happened to it?
I don't ever hear about it.
It didn't.
I know the thing went live, right? It
has a lot of players on it. It's just, here's the reality.
Like, wasn't it? It was trending on Epic Games for a while. The top gamers are playing it. I don't see it anywhere now.
It was just like any other game. When it's new, it drops. Everyone downloads it. Everyone plays it. You look at here's the thing. Like, look at the newest Call of Duty out right now.
Black Ops 6. Sick game, by the way. My kids got it.
So that one has all the players. What about Modern Warfare 2 before that, right? Or what about Black Ops, the previous installation? As the newer games come out, people are just going to start playing the other different games. Just the reality of it. There are very few games that have staying power. And so
that's true.
I don't think it's anything wrong with off the grid. I just think that, hey, they came out, they made a splash, and now they're fading, right? But at the same time, the ecosystem is there. They're performing, the tokens live, the gun tokens live. People are selling the NFTs. There are some high value items that are being sold on there as well. And so it's not at all a failure. It's there. It's working. Could you see a resurgence? Could you see people downloading it and playing it later? Why not? I think that could happen. But
okay,
I don't know.
Well, here's one. Okay, we got a couple of things on gaming. Play Solana and Pudgy Penguins limited edition Game Boy is now live. For everyone they sell, they'll buy and burn the Pengu token. We're not going to play audio on this because it's probably copywritten, but we'll go ahead and play the video. Pudgy Penguins, man, has been the like, I don't even know what the proper term is, but like the brand play of the cycle. I mean, to go from, and they're like, it's like a Solana Game Boy. I don't know. You got any thoughts on this, man? Sui had something similar, like a handheld. I forget what it was called. Haven't heard much about that. Is there just not enough excitement in gaming, or like, what about this news as well with Pudgy Penguins and Solana?
Hey, here's the thing. At the end of the day, you need to have a game that people want.
You think people are going to want this one?
No.
Fair enough.
Hey, you can make a million handhelds. It doesn't matter. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If someone came to you with a lot of money and said...
I would rob them. Sorry, what?
If somebody came to you with a lot of money and they were like, hey, man, and they got a company, they got billions of dollars, they're ready to go, right? They're ready to you know that they know what they're doing, right? And they were like, hey, man, we're going to make a new cell phone. And it's going to compete against Samsung and Apple.
Hell yeah. Count me in.
Would you really?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
why?
Depends.
Well, let me ask you, why? They're not the size of Apple or
Sir,
Samsung.
Please, I'm a seasoned investor. First of all, I need to see your pitch deck. I need to meet the founder.
No, let's just say I'm a $10 billion company. So
But are
it's
you
a large company.
Okay, a well-known company. Do you have a track record of products and services?
Yeah, I mean, let's just say I'm number like 200 on the S&P 500.
Okay, but do you have a product that you?
Yeah, let's say we make
the Pixel phone.
Okay, let's just say like we've never made phones before.
You've never made phones before.
Never made phones before.
Have you made a successful electronic product before?
Yeah, let's just say we make speakers. Let's say Sony decide. Let's say I represent Sony, a large company.
Okay.
Hey, Sony, and you're like, hey man, you want to spend 5 years a year?
No, the answer is no.
Exactly. Why? Why is the answer no?
Because the market dominance, bro. Like it's so hard to penetrate that, especially that one, bro. Apple and Samsung are the Amazon and Walmart.
Do you think it's any different in gaming? Do you think that Xbox and PlayStation, or let's just say PlayStation, Nintendo, you think that the users are going to give those up and just go to some new platform because it's associated to something that we like? No, exactly. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. So we can sit here in crypto and be like, but look how much money is in gaming. There's $5.6 trillion in gaming if you take cell phone games and video games and computer games and newspaper Sudoku. Like if you took all the games in its entirety and added it all up and looked at it and said, look how much money there is. The reality of it is that there are just a handful of players that dominate that market. So if you want to take market share from the big boys, you better have the best shit ever, right? Because at one point, Apple came in and made a phone and everybody laughed at them. And they just made the best product there was.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying that a crypto game can't come in and be the shit, but you better have the most badass game out there. Because if you want people to not play Call of Duty, you want people to not play Fortnite, Roblox, you gotta have a sick ass game. Like badass. Like it better be like Grand Theft Auto style. Because if you're not, you ain't gonna take market from them.
Bro, when's that game coming out, man?
2026.
I want to play it. All right. One more piece of news here, guys. This was a little surprising to me. I don't know if this says more about GALA or this says more about Avalanche. But Shrapnel, which was a game that a lot of people were hyped about, that was being built on Avalanche, or was built on Avalanche, is moving to GALA Games.
Like I played this one at a convention. I don't remember which.
Shitty?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Okay, so let's not focus
It wasn't as fast paced. It wasn't a lot of action. And then games, I'll just tell you, games that really catch people are ones that you don't need somebody over your shoulder explaining how it works.
Right.
You just pick up the controller, you're like, oh, this is cool. Just like when you first played Grand Theft Auto, right? I know that's one you're talking about. Or say you would play FIFA, right? Like, let's just say you have a kid, they never played FIFA. You wouldn't need to explain to them, right? You just give them the controller. About 20 minutes in, they start doing all the training activities and shooting corner kicks, and they're like, oh, this game, they're hooked. You don't need to like sit there and baby them and rub their shoulders and explain how the game works.
Although a good shoulder rub is always great.
Not denying that one. But if I go to a convention and I'm not having fun and I got some guy trying to explain to me how to play the game and what I should do to have fun, hey, try throwing the grenade over here. Like, watch what happens. Like, bro, like, let me just play the game. And it didn't catch me.
Okay.
It didn't hit home.
So let's focus on the back end here then, okay? Does this say more about is this more of a positive news for GALA or negative for Avalanche?
It's neither or. First of all, nobody was talking about this game. So, did Avalanche lose anything? No. Did GALA Games gain anything? No.
I didn't think you were going to say that.
Exactly. If there's this game on your phone that nobody plays, let's just say it's Block Blast.
Block Blast?
Yeah.
That's the game you play, huh?
It's pretty bad. But let's just say it moved from iOS to Samsung, but they only have 100 users. Does anybody give a damn? No. That doesn't mean shit for Apple or Samsung. They're just like, cool, bye. We didn't like you anyways.
Straight up. What's your thesis on GALA, my friend?
I still have the same belief. When gaming pops off, and maybe it's not this cycle. Maybe it is this cycle.
But then,
when it pops off, GALA will rally.
But what? Okay, but my question is, if you're even unsure if it's going to pop off this cycle, why even hold it?
I'm not saying hold it. I'm just saying that if you believe in gaming, you should have a position on GALA Games. It's low enough on the market cap list. They're one of the most well-known gaming layer ones, and they have a catalog of games. Even from sheer speculation alone, because of the lack of gaming chains out there, it should rally.
Hethos Crypto said GALA is dead. All right. I do want to give a big thank you to Cam's Blue Wire Technology for being a sponsor of today's show. If you want to, if you have a business and you want to maximize your networking, IT, and cybersecurity, visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. That'll do for the show today. Our man Forrest is running a stream here in about 10 minutes. So yeah, we won't be covering the FOMC live, but we will give our reactions tomorrow and have a full breakdown along with the crypto report. We love you guys. Gina? Roll the second outro. I'm done. See you tomorrow.
Sin City Crypto. Cash is Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the whale members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Lags, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon'